Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Stolicker. I'm a teacher out at the Sanilac County Career Center. I teach in the Alternate Career Education Program, also known as ACE-1. I'm joining you today to read a selection from The Year of Billy Miller. I'll be reading Part 2, Father, Chapter 2. If you have your book, get ready to follow along. Otherwise, you can just sit back and enjoy the story. While Mama graded papers in the dining room, the kitchen became a diorama workshop. Mama had found 3 shoe boxes in her closet that she was willing to give up. One for Billy, one for Ned, and one for Sal. Billy had gotten scissors, crayons, markers, construction paper, tissue paper, tape, and glue from the basement. Papa had thrown together some odds and ends from the garage that he thought might prove useful. Ned had brought 2 plastic sharks and some seashells from a Florida vacation to use for his diorama. And Sal had asked Papa if she could please use glitter, which was kept in a secret hiding place out of her reach. At first, Papa seemed jolly and had good suggestions to offer. He showed Billy how to replicate a cave by crumpling up a piece of gray construction paper and then smoothing it out and gluing it to the inside of the box. Because the paper was crisscrossed with folds and wrinkles, it really gave the shoebox the appearance of worn, silvery rock. Billy worked diligently. He had a vision in his head of how his diorama should turn out. He wanted to make 3 or 4 bats hanging from the top of the cave, and he wanted to make one big bat with its wings spread to look as if it were flying. Billy cut several bats out of black construction paper. He worked quickly. The sleeping, hanging bats were fairly easy to make. Essentially, they were black ovals with tabs on one end. Billy folded the tabs and taped them to the inside top of the shoebox. He had some difficulty with the flying bat. His hands couldn't get the scissors and the paper to do exactly what he wanted them to do. After a few failed attempts, Billy grew frustrated. He ripped up yet another lopsided bat and tossed it onto the floor, grunting. "Hey," said Papa, "what's the problem?" "Nothing." "Really?" No answer. "Do you need some help?" asked Papa. "No," said Billy. He wanted to do it on his own. "Okay," said Papa, "fine." The sharpness had returned to his voice. Billy finally cut out a bat that was acceptable, but he couldn't figure out how to attach it to the box and also make it appear as if it were flying, suspended in air. "Now will you help me?" Billy asked Papa. Papa nodded. Billy explained his idea. "We can do this," said Papa. He cut a strip of heavy paper and folded it many times like an accordion. He glued one end of the strip to the bat and the other to the inside of the box. Papa held the glued ends firmly for what seemed like forever. "You have to be patient with glue," he said. At last, Papa angled the shoebox so that the opening faced Billy. "How's this?" asked Papa. If Billy looked at the diorama straight on, he couldn't see how the bat was fastened to the box. It truly looked as if the bat hung in the air. "That's good," said Billy. "You're welcome," said Papa. "Thank you," said Billy. He shook the diorama gently and the bat bounced. "Careful," warned Papa. "It's pretty delicate." To complete his cave, Billy chose some pebbles from Papa's assortment of things from the garage and glued them to the bottom of the box. He was proud of what he'd done. Billy had been so focused on his own diorama, wrapped in a cocoon of concentration, that he hadn't paid much attention to Ned's or Sal's. When he finally checked them out, a sinking feeling took hold of him. Papa had helped Ned make an ocean from different shades of blue tissue paper, which he'd crinkled and layered. And because Ned had used real seashells and the store-bought sharks, his diorama looked professional. He'd also made 2 streaks of blood trailing from the shark's mouth with glitter glue. A perfect, gruesome finishing touch. Sal's diorama looked great too. Her ocean was messy, patches and globs of blue and green and silver glitter, but Papa had made a big, beautiful replica of Raindrop out of yellow construction paper. It filled most of the shoebox. In comparison, Billy felt that his project looked like it was made by a 2-year-old. Sal watched Billy scrutinize his diorama. Mine's better, she said. Ned's too. Mine's dumb, Billy mumbled. No, it's not, said Papa. Mine's pretty, said Sal. She was radiant. She hugged her diorama, swaying. Papa, can we make a diorama for all the Drop sisters? Di-o-rama, said Billy. Not today, said Papa. Ned giggled. Hey, Billy, your big bat looks like a pair of flying underwear. Black, dirty underwear. He giggled again. Well, said Billy, yours only looks good because you have store-bought sharks. Any positive feeling had been drained away, and Billy turned towards Sal. And yours only looks good because Papa did it. If he hadn't helped you, it would look like garbage. Hey, said Papa sternly, enough. He brought his hand down hard onto the table. Smack. Then silence. Papa rarely raised his voice, so when he did, it felt as if something in the universe had shifted. Sal broke the silence. Papa, your beard is sparkly, she said. Glitter, said Ned. That's the least of my problems, said Papa. I'm never having a beard when I grow up, Billy said under his breath. He was mad at Papa. Billy blamed him for the way he felt. Mama entered the kitchen. What's going on in here? She asked. She tucked her red marking pencil behind her ear, which made Billy think of Ms. Silver's chopsticks. Papa whisked past Mama, tapping her on the shoulder. Tag team, he said. Your turn. He disappeared out the back door. Mama scanned the room. The tabletop and floor were strewn with scraps and wads of construction paper and tissue paper. There was a dusting of glitter everywhere. I can tell you've been working hard, she said. Are you going to make a diorama too? Asked Sal. Mama sighed. No, honey, she said. I'm going to help you all clean up. And that's the end of chapter 2. You can tune in tomorrow to listen to chapter 3. Have a good night.